Keith Mitchell here from the Outerhaven, and for a while, you all have been asking us to do a review on the IOGEAR Kaliber Gamin KeyMander 2, a device that lets you use your keyboard and mouse and other gaming controllers with other consoles. And alright, you guys win. We had relented. We did do an article on our website, which you can still check out. Link is in the description below. But we're also going to do a quick video review regarding the KeyMander 2 and talk about what we liked, what we didn't like, and why you should be excited for this device. So let's go ahead and jump right into the review. So for those who aren't familiar with the KeyMander 2, it is a peripheral and accessory from IOGEAR and Kaliber Gaming, which is IOGEAR's gaming division. And this is the second revision to the original KeyMander. Now, what this does is it lets you take a keyboard and a mouse and use it on your PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch. They also say it works for Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3, but to be honest with you, I haven't tested that, and I don't think many people are actually going to be excited to use the KeyMander 2 for those devices. It also lets you use, like, for example, a PlayStation 4 controller on Xbox One on Nintendo Switch, and vice versa. But for the sake of this review, we're going to focus on using the KeyMander 2 keyboard and mouse function on the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. Now, that said, guys, overall, I think this is a great device, but I'm going to explain basically the pros of the device, the cons of the device, and ultimately, I'll let you guys decide in the end, okay? We're not going to score this one because we've already did that on the website, and again, you can check that out in the description below. All right, so very first thing you need to keep in mind with the KeyMander 2 is that it doesn't actually do what you think. It emulates the controller. So to get the KeyMander 2 working, you have to take the KeyMander 2, you have to plug in your keyboard and your mouse, and you have to take the controller that you want to emulate. So for example, when I was doing my testing, I needed to use a PlayStation 4 controller to emulate the PlayStation 4, and then Xbox One controller needed to also be plugged in to emulate the Xbox One controller. If you do not do this, you will be scratching your head trying to figure out why exactly is this not working properly. Well, that's because, and I did that for a while because inside of the KeyMander 2 box, there is no instruction manual. It says, oh, go to this website to download the manual, which left me going, you put this all in a box, but you didn't put an instruction manual in a box. You put a piece of paper that says, go here. Now, I'm not a big fan of that. If you're going to put something in a box, give me some damn instructions. You know, that's just me. So that was a big strike against, I guess, IOGEAR, not exactly the device, because it's not the device's fault. So once you go ahead and get the manual, things become a lot clearer. Speaking of things you need to download, there is an app called the K2 app, or the KeyMander 2 app, which you can download from iTunes or Google Play. Now, if the device is the heart of the KeyMander 2's feature suite, then this app is exactly the brain. This thing lets you customize your dead zones, set up macros, change settings on the fly. It is an amazing piece of software and leaps and bounds better than what they offer with the original KeyMander device. Basically, you download it, you set it up, you sync your device to it, which is by Bluetooth, and then that's it. You can download profiles from the internet. You can make your own profiles, which is for the PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch. You can customize other people's profiles and re-upload them to the website. It's really an amazing piece of software. I really think they've done an amazing job with the KeyMander 2 app. And if you do purchase the KeyMander 2, you're going to be very happy with the app. However, I will say it is not plug and play in the sense that you download it, you install it, you plug in your KeyMander 2, and away you go. No, there is a lot of trial and error. There are a lot of issues with dead zones and curves and button mappings and things of that nature. So you will have to spend a little bit of time with the K2 app in order to get it working just the way you want it. Or, you know, you could just download somebody's profile and hope that it works out for you. For me, I spent hours trying to get profiles set up for Destiny 2 and Apex Legends because I wanted them exactly the way that I wanted them. And for the most part, it worked out. I was going to say this for later, but I'll just do it now since I'm talking about the app. There are two problems I do have with the app, and that is the macro support and also the ability to assign weapon switching with a mouse scroll wheel. So it does support macros, and when I say that, I'm not talking about you execute order 66 to instantaneously kill everybody. No, what I mean is, for example, Destiny 2, you know how you have to hit the both bumper buttons to activate your special. Well, you can also do that with the KeyMander 2, but you have to record them as a macro. Now, recording the macro works fine. Assigning the macro to a keyboard button or a sequence button also works fine. However, when you actually need to use the macro, I've had issues. Now, they tell you to hit the F11 button on the keyboard, but when I do that, and I hit the button I assigned for the macro, it works occasionally. It doesn't always work, which means it's kind of a no-no from playing Destiny 2. I actually have to bust out the controller for a second and actually do it. Now, they did say they are working on an an update for that, and I see one came out on the 25th, so that may do it. I have not tested that one yet because I've already written my review weeks ago, so I will revisit that. But keep in mind, if you do purchase the KeyMander 2, that is kind of a pain point. I did not like that whatsoever. Now, hooking up the device to the KeyMander 2 is fairly simple. You basically take your keyboard and your mouse, your PlayStation 4 controller, your Xbox One controller, or whatever you want to use, plug into the device, and that's pretty much it. Now, there is an extra micro USB connection on there in case you're using a keyboard or a mouse that uses RGB, or if you're using a wireless keyboard and mouse, because those draw a little bit more power, so that port is there to allow you to do that. If it doesn't work, it will let you know. It'll start flashing and basically take that as danger, Will Robinson, I need more power. Other than that, you connect it to the KeyMander 2 app, or again the K2 app, and you're pretty much done with setup. There is an issue with Xbox One setup, and it's not because of the KeyMander 2, it's the way the Xbox One works. And they don't tell you this directly in the manual. You have to go all the way down to the troubleshooting section where it says, hey, if you're using Xbox One, you actually have to hard boot the Xbox One with your controller wired in to the Xbox One first, so the Xbox One knows you want to use your controller in USB mode, and then you connect your USB controller back to the KeyMander 2 and the KeyMander 2 to the Xbox One, and it works. It's a weird process, and I was scratching my head for the longest time trying to figure out why was this not working with my Xbox One. So as I said before, setting up the KeyMander 2 does take a little bit of time, but trust me, once you do have it set up, it works great. So since we're talking about how it works, let's talk about it. So for this, I've tested a number of games: Apex Legends, Call of Duty, Destiny 2, and for the most part, all these games worked out well, with the exception of using the macros and the wheel mouse support, which isn't there just yet. Hopefully it comes soon. But let's talk about the bad things, okay? And it's not with the device, it's actually with the game. So as you may or may not know, Destiny 2 has auto aim support enabled, and well, for the consoles anyway, and you cannot disable that, so which is a problem. So when I was playing Destiny 2 with the KeyMander 2, yes, I was getting those glorious headshots and they were working great. My scout rifles were amazing, snipers were amazing, and I had a couple people in chat call me a well, not in chat, but a couple people bitching at me saying, hey, that I was possibly hacking. Okay, no, I was not. I had to explain to them, hey, no, I'm not. I'm using a new device. Let's use keyboard mouse with your Xbox. And they were like, okay, well, that's cool. Thanks. But there is a problem. Since auto aim is enabled, you cannot disable it in Destiny 2, which is a problem. So you'll fight against the game while using the KeyMander 2, and it's not very fun. It really isn't. I mean, yes, the headshots and the body shots are a lot easier, but even still, you're aiming yourself, and auto aim's like, you know what? I'm gonna take the wheel, and you're fighting back and forth. Not really cool. Apex Legends, completely different story. You can disable auto aim or aim assist, and it is great. Flawless experience, had no problems other than not being able to use the mouse scroll wheel to change my weapons. Other than that, it worked great. Titanfall 2, it worked great. For pretty much every game that I played, it worked great. So I didn't have a problem other than if I ran into a game that had aim assist enabled. Now, that's not a fault of the device or IOGEAR. That is something that the developers have in the game, and I really doubt that Bungie is going to put keyboard support inside of Destiny 2 for the console, because think about that. That's pretty much instant win for those who have keyboard and mice, which is why devices like the KeyMander 2 are kind of frowned upon, because they give you that functionality that developers didn't really want to be implemented into the game. So it kind of becomes a moral obligation or a moral decision if you should use this or not. For me, I'm going to take every advantage I can get to win outside of using hacks. So something like the KeyMander 2 is great for me. I really do not care. I'm sorry. If you happen to see Shadow Hacks here playing Apex Legends on Xbox One or PlayStation 4, know that I'm using my KeyMander 2. So you may have a problem there. Though overall, other than that, again, like I said, the KeyMander 2 is a really great device. I didn't really have any issues outside of auto aim. You may have some problems with keyboard and mouse selection. So here's where things get a little odd. So the original KeyMander had some issues with certain keyboards. Now, the KeyMander 2 has an expanded library of devices it can use. Certain keyboards and mice are still not part of that, and there's not a list of those keyboards. So I had to go off the original list of the KeyMander 2 on the IOGEAR website. And I happen to use the HyperX alloy keyboard. And for some reason or another, it did not work. So I had to go out and buy another keyboard, which did work. Now, the HyperX keyboards are not listed at all for the first KeyMander. I don't know if it extends to the second KeyMander, but I couldn't get mine working. So your mileage may vary. Be sure to check out the IOGEAR website to see if they've updated the keyboards. But when I last checked it, they have not done so. And given the current landscape right now, it may be a while before they actually update that. Hopefully I'm wrong. Outside of that, like I said, the device worked fine. I didn't go through all the different features of the KeyMander 2, because to be honest, you can actually go to our website, again, outerhaven.net, and look for the KeyMander 2 review, or just go online and look for the KeyMander 2 review. But a couple of things that IOGEAR did say is better on the KeyMander 2 than the first KeyMander is that it is 8 times faster. It has a faster internal bus. It works with Nintendo Switch, which was a big plus. The first one did not. Bluetooth support, which is great. Wireless keyboard and mouse support does work. My wireless mouse worked out of the box, and I'm using the Logitech G903, and it worked just great out of the box. I had no problems with that. Obviously, the profile storing on the cloud and downloading them, the macros, if you can actually use them properly, great. At over-the-air update support, and the big thing is you don't need a PC. But again, there's like a whole bunch of different features that this thing offers. Again, check it out at our review at outerhaven.net, or go to the IOGEAR's forum. They have them all listed, just like 20 different bullet points of things that this thing does versus the first one. So the big question is, okay, why would I buy this over another device that does something similar to the KeyMander 2 but doesn't cost as much? Because the KeyMander 2 does cost $99, so $100, and there are other devices that are half the price and does everything the KeyMander 2 does, with the exception some require a PC, some don't give you the crossover support, some just don't work right out of the box, some are just really crappy. They're just one and done implementations. I do like the fact that IOGEAR has pledged support behind the KeyMander 2. They did say they will work with gamers on their forums to create more profiles to provide more features as it goes along, and the fact that you can update the firmware, so if there is a new feature, you can just download it and you're done. I do love that. The K2 app, or the KeyMander 2 app, is amazing for what you can do. Again, dead zones, button mapping, you can change turning aspect, you can change the wide X axis, you can change a bunch of things inside of the K2 application. So I think that is a big one up over other devices in the same field. However, again, for $100, you gotta figure out if this is worth it for you. I mean, if you're a big first-person shooter on consoles, you love them, this is all you ever play, or you're competitive and you're always looking for another edge over your other opponents or friends or foes, whatever, then I think this is a great device. Obviously, if you're playing in certain leagues that prohibit the use of keyboard and mice because they're kind of an advantage over the controller, then you might be in for I don't know, disappointment. But other than that, I think this is a great device. I think you should definitely give it a check out if you are looking to up your game in the console first-person shooter market. All right. Again, you can check this out at IOGEAR's website or Amazon. Right now, I noticed that they were on sale a couple days ago, but they no longer are. I don't know if that's because of the ongoing coronavirus, COVID-19, or if they're simply out of stock. Right now, like I said, we're in a weird landscape where things are constantly changing and delays and distribution issues. So, you know, it might be a while before you see these guys in stores. And the only place you can buy them, from talking to IOGEAR, is Amazon and off their direct website. You can't go to the brick and mortar stores like Market Center and Best Buy quite yet. They are working on a deal to get those into those stores. So for right now, it's only online. All right, that's it, guys. So I hope you enjoyed this review. If there's something else you want to know about the KeyMander 2, hit us up in our comments, hit us up via email on our website, and either on our Twitter. We'll be happy to tell you about the KeyMander 2. I'll be using it for the foreseeable future. And take it easy. Don't be too harsh on us. This is our first video review of a device. We weren't really sure how we're going to go about this, and we couldn't exactly do any kind of glamour shots, whatnot, because honestly, there's not much to the device, and you have to actually use it in game. And I can't really show you in game because there's nothing to show you in game. I can show you gameplay footage, but that can be gameplay footage from anywhere. And I can't really show you the K2 app because it's only on Android and iOS, and it doesn't work on BlueStacks, so I couldn't show you any kind of the thing in motion. So that was kind of disappointing. But yeah, you got to talk to me, you get to see my head, and I told you as much as I could about this device. All right, so as always, if you like this video, be sure to comment, like, and subscribe to the channel. And again, if you have any questions, please leave a comment below. Thank you for watching, and we'll talk to you next time.
I wanna take you for a ride. I wanna take you for a ride.